Hey, what's up? It's Jake from Nimbus DevOps. I got a lot of questions about deploying Kubernetes without um, doing a bunch of crazy stuff to hit a front end URL. So I'm going to show you how to do this with a load balancer in like 10 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and create my minikube dashboard, and I'm going to open that up. And then after my dashboard is done, I'm going to create a minikube tunnel to route traffic from localhost to my cluster. And then I'm going to use my deployment file and run a kubectl apply-f on my deployment. And then once my deployment is up and running, which should have right now just one container, one pod, then I'm going to create my service. And all I need to do is kubectl apply and then run my service, and we'll wait for this to turn green. And as soon as that turns green, I'm going to expose this. There we go. And I'm going to do this with a load balancer on port 80 so that I can just hit localhost and bam, I've got 2048 up and running. So what happened? So I showed you can do it in like 30 seconds, but what did I do? Okay, so first you have to have minikube installed, and I'm doing it with the Docker engine in case you're wondering. And all I did was I created a deployment file and I called it mobile app that runs with a label 2048 that runs with a 2048 template that's made out of a container image. I posted a public image on Docker Hub and exposed port 80, gave it a name, and I created a deployment, and I just say how many I want. So if I want 5, I hit 5, and then I just reapply the deployment, and we'll see here that it automatically detected that I need 5, and it's already going to create 4 more. And in the meantime, this never goes down, and I don't have any issues with lag or whatever, and it'll just start building stuff. So once you have your deployment, then I make a service file, and I just made my service called mobile app I just gave it a random label, service label. And the type, a lot of types you see are node port, but what I did was I created a load balancer on port 80. That way I'm going to hit port 80 and then for my node port, but then it's going to actually, instead of using a node port, it's going to hit the load balancer and then use this tunnel to go through port 80 to my Kubernetes cluster, and then my Kubernetes cluster is going to use its internal load balancer to load balance traffic to these now 5 replicas. And that's pretty much it. So I just launched the dashboard, created a tunnel, created a deployment, created a service using these 2 files, and then was able to hit localhost without any fancy special sauce. And that's pretty much how it works. So you could very easily update the image. If I wanted to update the container image, I could do that. All I'd have to do is go to my deployment file and say, hey, don't use this image, use a different image, or I could give it a latest or a V1 or whatever the tag is that you want to use. I could change the port if I wanted to. I could change how many of them I wanted, which I already showed you. I'll change this to 2, and you'll see as soon as I save it and run apply the deployment, it's already deleted the other 3, and so it's super fast. So anyways, I thought this was a little bit more helpful and straight to the point compared to a lot of the other stuff that I found on the internet. And some people were wondering, well, how do you hit the service on the URL on whatever port? And so that's how I did it. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on that. Somebody was asking me, I believe it was, let me double check. Oh, what was your name? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so the person asked me a question was Kevin Guerrero, and thank you, Kevin. He's asking why the service web page didn't load, and I explained this a little bit in a comment, but I wanted to make a video so you could actually do this yourself and see it in the UI here and be able to access it here and whatnot. So this is a public image, so feel free to use the same code and use the same image, JCloud Guru, if you want to. use the same service code if you want to, and run it on your own machine. And so long as you have it set up with your virtualization using Docker instead of like Hyper-V or something, then it should work just like mine does. So if you have any questions, let me know, but if not, then good luck.